All right, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Makakopash. I want to give double honors to my apostles at Great Millstone, taught me this truth, and a sincere shalom to the elect out there teaching this truth in all honesty and sincerity in these last days. Okay, and this is a exhortation for brothers, about their general health and well-being. Okay, and the past few years I've been focusing on my correcting my insulin resistance and getting my general conditioning up. Uh, and one of the things that I really was not focused on was my gut health. And lately I've been focusing on my gut health. Um, I've been eating a lot of Ezekiel bread. Okay, and a lot of people that have researched it, medical professionals, so on and so forth, they pretty much tell you that it's really the only healthy bread that there is. Okay, because bread in general is not really good for you, especially the white bread. I know there's breads out there that are multi-grain and that, but it's still not the same. Okay, especially here in Babylon because the food supply is all fucked up. Okay, but there's this Ezekiel bread that I've been getting. It's called Ezekiel 4 and 9 from I believe it's Feel Good Foods makes it, and you could probably find it at your local grocery store in the freezer section. Okay, you're not going to be able to find it on the regular shelf because it pretty much has to be frozen or left in the fridge because it goes bad very quickly. Okay, because it's living grains. And that's why it's good for your digestive health. And one of the things that I found when I researched it was um, that the proteins are pretty much complete proteins. You could pretty much live off this. Okay, now we don't know if the Ezekiel bread that we have today is exactly like the Ezekiel bread that Ezekiel ate. But man, I'll tell you, brothers, man, I've tried a lot of things, and it's one of the things that's really helped improve my health. Now, you may say, in fact, let me just read this scripture, then we'll elaborate some more. Ezekiel 4 and 9. Take thou also unto thee wheat and barley and beans and lentils and millet and fitches, and put them in one vessel, and make thee bread thereof, according to the number of the days that thou shalt lie upon thy side, 390 days shalt thou eat thereof. Okay? So that's pretty much what it is. Okay? Wheat and barley and beans and lentils and millet and fitches, which I believe fitches is spelt. Okay? Those are different kinds of grains, but the difference with Ezekiel bread is that the grains are living grains. Okay, they're sprouted grains, I should say. It's different than just the grains with the seeds. Okay, the seeds are actually sprouted. It's much easier to digest, and it has it's just different, man. I can't really explain it. Okay, it increases the amino acids. It makes the it has the good living bacteria. Okay, and it has complete protein as well as many nutrients and fiber. Okay, now a lot of brothers, they might look for it in their freezer section or whatever, but you could keep it in the fridge as long as you eat it within a week or so, maybe 2 weeks. Um, but yeah, a lot of brothers might be put off by the price because it is pretty pricey. It's like $8-9 a loaf for at least where I am. It might be over 10 if you live in an inner city. Um, but you get 20 slices and it's incredibly nutrient dense. It's got a lot of fiber, a lot of protein, and it's filling. Okay. If you eat 2, 3 slices of that, it feels like you ate in a small meal. So the it pretty much pays for itself. Okay. And you really can't put a price on your health, man. You really can't put a price on your health. Now, the way that I prepare it is I lightly toast it. You don't want to toast it too much because it kills the grains, the sprouted grains, because they are living. That's why you have to keep it refrigerated. You can't just leave it out or it'll go bad within a couple days, literally. Um, yeah, I just lightly toast it. And basically for breakfast, what I do a lot of times before I go to the gym, lift weights or whatever, I'll put some Greek yogurt on top, and that's also good for your gut health. That's one of the things that's been helping my gut health out. Okay, and it's important to note that if your gut health sucks and you're eating healthy foods, you're really not getting the benefits of those healthy foods as much as you normally could. Okay, your gut health is key. Once your gut health goes, everything starts to go because your body can't rebuild itself without nutrients. Okay, um, so bioavailability is very important, man. And I notice it makes you more regular. I pretty much put Greek yogurt on it. I like a lot of Greek yogurt on it because I'm a high protein kind of guy, and I'll sprinkle some cinnamon on it. Or one of the things that I do if I want a nice healthy, or you can put nut butters on it, like almond butter, natural peanut butter or whatever. But one of the things that I like to do with it, especially around the Sabbath, is I'll lightly toast a few slices, uh, and I'll put it in a container and with a bunch of cinnamon and a bunch of stevia or monk fruit, which I prefer stevia. I just like the flavor of it better, and I shake it up, you know, and I'll put it back in the fridge, because I don't cook on the Sabbath, but I'll put it back in the fridge, and then you take it out, and it's like a diet version of cinnamon toast crunch. So if you want a nice little sweet, something somewhat semi-sweet with good flavor, uh, and healthy, you just take it out and you eat a few pieces on the Sabbath, and it's filling, man. Or another thing that I'll do is I'll mash up some blackberries and make like a jam and put it on there with some stevia. Again, me with the stevia, okay? But hey, you gotta stay away from that fucking processed sugar, man. That's one thing that will dramatically improve your health too. Is not just eating the good things, but staying away from the bad things. Okay, no, I'm not saying that once in a while you can't eat something that's not healthy for you, but just stick to the 90-10 rule or 80-10. Us brothers in the truth, we really should be doing the 90-10, not the 80-10, because we have more discipline than these fucking people in the world. Okay? So, every once in a while as long as you're consistent with keeping your diet good and you're exercising properly, going for long walks. Me, I'm a big fan of resistance training. I believe that's the best way to get your blood sugar regulated if you're one of those people that has insulin resistance. Okay, because when you when you lift weights and do resistance training, what happens is uh, you pretty much have a good energy turnover. You deplete the glycogen out of your muscles, and your body has to restore it. And over time, when you do that over and over and over again, your body gets used to using carbohydrates and sugar for energy much better. Okay, so when you do that, you won't become a fat fuck, and your blood sugar won't go all crazy. Okay, it's actually being researched as a great way to combat type 2 diabetes. Okay, now I'm going to jump down to the 13th verse. But yeah, actually, this lesson isn't entirely about Ezekiel bread. Okay, I mentioned the Greek yogurt that's very good for your gut health, and another thing is fermented vegetables. Okay, now that's something you could do at home. Okay, fermented vegetables. You get some glass mason jars or whatever, and you can make it at home. You just shred up some cabbage, certain vegetables, whatever, you know, and you just eat a few spoonfuls every now and then. But yeah, that's key to your health, man. Okay, this is verse 13, and this video is not going to be long. Just a real quick exhortation for brothers. And the Lord said, "Even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whether I will drive them." Okay, and this is one of the least defiled foods. Okay, we always talk about how the foods are all fucked up and full of unnatural ingredients and heavily processed, and how they're putting all kinds of pesticides, and how the food just doesn't have the nutritional value that it used to have because the soil is all messed up because these devils, they don't honor the land Sabbath. Okay, and what happens is when you follow the laws of the land Sabbath properly, okay, the soil replenishes itself with the minerals and vitamins and so on and things. You know, that's why if you look at that real dark, colorful soil, that's the rich soil. That's the good stuff. Okay, so even though we're eating this defiled bread, okay, we need to do our best to improve our general health, and a lot of that comes from focusing on your gut health. Okay, it comes from focusing on your gut health. And I eat this Ezekiel bread like it's going out of style, man, ever since I discovered it. Okay, and I'll tell you, man, you could eat you could eat damn near as much of this stuff as you want, and it's really hard to gain weight. It's almost like a biohack in a way. You know, some guys are into that biohacking stuff, and most of that, a lot of that's bullshit. But it almost is like a somewhat of a biohack in a way, you know. And hey, a biohack is just another way of being lazy. Okay, it's just another way of being fucking lazy, man. People get into all that biohacking shit, and there's a lot of research coming out on it, and a lot of it's just bullshit. Okay, made up stuff from influencers. Okay, so we got to eat the best amongst the worst. You know, and I pretty much did this to made this video, man, so that you other brothers can enjoy it, man, because iron sharpeneth iron. Let me see. It might be 21 and 17. Hang on a second. It might be 21 and 17. I know it's in Proverbs, the scripture. Hang on one second. Oh, it's 27 and 17. I had to look it up real quick on my computer. I had the right chapter. Right. This is Proverbs 27 and 17. Iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. Okay, and that's just iron sharpening iron, man. You know, when we discover things that make us better men in the Lord, you know, which also includes your health and general well-being, okay? You exhort other brothers to do the same, okay? And when you do those things also, even brothers that may not watch the video or receive the exhortation directly, okay? The way you are around brothers is different when you're taking care of your health. And that sets an example for other brothers. You know, they see that you're losing weight, that your skin may look healthier, you know. You got a change in your countenance and your vibration, okay? Those kinds of things rub off on brothers, okay? That's why it's important, especially if you're in a leadership position in a camp, to conduct yourself properly. Because if you're all acting like a damn fucking jigaboo, then brothers see that and they think that it's okay to behave like that. Okay? You know? Like sitting there eating like shit and being a drunkard all the damn time, man. You know, I know a lot of us were guilty of that when we first came in, especially. Okay? But that's why we've been washed with this word. Okay? We've washed away the old man and became a new creature. Okay? I'm going to get a couple more scriptures. Maybe just one more. Well, actually, let me get this in Ecclesiasticus. I can't remember if it's 39 or 38. Right. This is Ecclesiasticus 39 and 1. He that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecy. So a man who takes his truth seriously, okay, he's gonna try and seek out the wisdom of the ancient, okay, and dealing with the herbs and proper diet and taking care of yourself, you know, reclaiming your masculinity. That's all the wisdom of the ancient, okay, because we live in a feminine ass fucking society that teaches you to do as thou wilt, to be drunken in pleasures all the time, okay, to be drunken in these damn pleasures all the time, man, okay, because it's easy to sit there and eat all kinds of uh, nasty food all the time that destroys your body. Okay, but it takes discipline to change that around and to be consistent with it. Okay, a lot of that has to do with your diet, man. You know, it's when you brothers fix your diet up, you'll notice that you have. Actually, let me get this scripture before I mention that. Uh, let me see. Second Timothy 3:16. All scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High, and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof. Right, the scriptures talk about uh, that health is wealth. Is uh, and I'm trying to remember that scripture. Well, health and wellness is pretty much to be desired over all riches. Roughly paraphrasing, I believe it's in the Apocrypha. Okay, All scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction. Okay? Because really, a lot of these nasty foods are just worldly, man. Like, if you do your research on deep fried foods, that's one of the things that's really fucking people up, man. If you take something that's healthy, even if it's vegetables, and you deep fry it, you destroy everything that's good about it, and you change the whole chemical balance. It becomes carcinogenic. You destroy, like if you fry fish, you destroy all the omega-3s in there, all of it. You take the omega-3s are pretty much the only reason to eat fish. Okay, it's pretty much the only reason to eat fish because it has a lot of anti-inflammatory properties and it's good for the brain. But you throw all that out the window if you deep fry. Okay, and that's an American thing, man. That's a dainty deep frying things. Okay, and I've seen many health experts go out and say that potatoes really aren't even that bad for you. It's just most people eat them. They destroy everything that's good about them by the way that they're cooked. Okay, so it's not just the foods that you eat sometimes, it's also the way that you prepare them and cook them. Let me read this verse again. 2 Timothy 3 and 16. All scripture is given by inspiration of Yahweh Shem Yahushai and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness. Right, instruction, man. Correcting your ways about you, man. It's and let me tell you this: when your health is better, it's easier to stay motivated. It's easier to stay motivated, man, and to stay disciplined. Because when your health's all fucked up, man, it requires a lot of energy. You know, when your health's all fucked up, just to do the simplest things, you got to dig deep sometimes. But when you're healthy, which means to be made whole or to become one again, okay, it's a lot easier. You know, your mental clarity changes. You generally have more energy. You know, and when your health is good, you become bored with being bored. I should say that you become bored with being bored. You don't get all that dopamine effect anymore, and that's been researched. Okay, if your health is messed up, and this has been researched, it's harder to get addicted to things like social media, which we shouldn't be really into that shit anyway. Okay, well, hey, the scriptures say that what evil communications corrupt good manners. Okay, and that scripture makes me think about that fat ass that was. Oh, I know you brothers know what I'm talking about, man. That guy that had all them buffets at Thanksgiving and had the ham and the turkey and had all that processed garbage, the mac and cheese with the fucking swine in it. That's evil. That's evil communication, man. That's corrupting good manners. Even if there was no, even if there was no swine in there, in that buffet, that's still evil communication. Because man, that shit will, that shit'll give you, that shit'll destroy you. Eating like that. Okay. Oh my goodness, man. Oh my goodness. And then they had the Israelites back in the day. I think they fell off. These guys, they were sitting there chugging a 2 liter of fucking Sierra Mist on the damn camera and eating pizza and shit. Now, what kind of example is that? Especially if you're doing that shit on camera. I mean, what are you doing? You know, what are you doing? Anyways, with that, I believe you, uh, Lord willing, you brothers were edified and informed. Till next time, shalom.